Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we're doing a little bit of an intense reading. This is on soul retrieval. So in the first half of this reading, which is going to be on the public part of the channel here, we're going to be looking at wounds that were inflicted to cause this soul loss in the first place. The second half of the video, we're going to be looking at the healing of those wounds and how to reintegrate the lost parts of the soul. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. You can use the piles you see here, or you can use the significator images from the thumbnail of this reading. And I will put them on the screen here so you can choose which reading or multiple readings resonate with you, and use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comments to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. And we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your soul retrieval reading. So I have your cards here in front of me. The first thing that I wanted to note though was the significator card that you chose. So you guys chose Lone Wolf, and it says solitude will be your greatest ally. Living a meaningful life as a loner, and your road to success will be lonely. So I wanted to note the themes that I saw there in the card, which are this giant white wolf and this grown-up version of Little Red Riding Hood alone in the forest together. So it feels like there's some kind of a spirit guardian or protector who has helped you to kind of face your fears or overcome something within the subconscious mind that has brought you here today to be aware of whatever this wound or trauma was in the past that created this soul loss. Now, before we even get into your cards, I kind of want to preface this by saying that soul loss is created by trauma. So I will try not to get too explicit with anything in the reading here, so we'll keep it fairly PG. We may go a little bit deeper in the extended version, but I'm still not sure how this is going to play out, but I will, if there is anything that is coming through that is explicit, I will make sure to give you guys very, very advanced trigger warning, okay? So let's take a look at your cards. So you have the 6 of Pentacles. You have the 4 of Wands. You have the 8 of Wands as well, positive movement forward. You have the High Priestess with intuition. You have come to the edge. Trust and faith, and this did come up reversed, so I'm going to take it that way because we're looking at wounds here, so that's going to give me some clarity. Oh, wars and battles. Ooh, okay. And pink granite. All right. Let me just arrange your cards and have a feel into what this is, and then I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing that I want to do before I jump into the meaning of your cards and kind of what's coming through already is to read you the detailed information from the pink granite crystal card. So pink granite is the lightning bolt. It has the highest paramagnetic resonance of all stones, and it creates immense energy. So the self-understanding message here is you are an ancient Egyptian with the arcane knowledge that role entails, but you originated in the stars. You understand cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, as well as immortality. You have been involved in ancient power struggles. Cut yourself loose now. Become more grounded. Learning experiences occur regularly, and serendipitous synchronicities put you exactly in the right place at the right time. It says, be assertive and make things happen. Events move with surprising speed once you focus your intention. See the whole picture before deciding. Be pragmatic, but don't give power away. Maintain balance in a relationship. You need diplomacy and tact. Lightning can strike twice. If dealing with ancient strife, look at the bigger picture. And then the healing insight here is everything must pass away. Death precedes transformation and rebirth. Okay, so I can already see some connections here. They did mention power struggles, and you do have wars and battles here. And then they mentioned that events will move forward really quickly once you focus your intention. And that's, I think, what the Eight of Wands is doing here. So let's talk about what I'm seeing in regard to this soul loss. First of all, group number one, soul fragmentation happens, like I said in the intro, as a result of trauma. However, it's not just trauma that's inflicted upon us. A lot of the time when I see soul loss, when I used to work with clients, I would see parts of the soul blueprint that were missing, like big chunks of the soul blueprint that were gone as a result of that particular individual cutting off that part of the soul blueprint at soul level. Now, the reason that we do this is because we continually repeat that karmic cycle, but we don't understand how to get ourselves out of it. And so we kind of, in an act of desperation, kind of brutalize our own soul to try and extricate ourselves from that traumatic repeating energy. But this only makes it worse, because even though you cut off the initial wound and maybe that same pattern doesn't repeat, you've significantly wounded yourself at soul level and your vital force energy leaks out, and then you end up reincarnating into negative lifetimes anyway, because you're in a state of disempowerment and everything is just energetic vibrational matching. So if you're in a state of disempowerment and you die, you reincarnate in a state of disempowerment because it's just a vibrational match. So what I'm seeing here is that I think you did try to follow your heart in this past lifetime, but what the wound is kind of showing here is that there was like a devaluation of self. I think that's really the root of this. There was a devaluation of yourself, and other people may have devalued you as well. So where initially you trusted yourself and you were able to decisively take action and move through life with trust and faith, I think the devaluation, especially repetitive devaluation of yourself and specifically your intuitive knowings, I think that those may have even put you in a position where you were victimized, or where your soul was telling you something different than the status quo, and it kind of made you vulnerable in that sense, where it's like you have to do this, or everyone else is telling you that you have to do this, but your soul and your intuition are telling you no. So what I see here is that over lifetimes, because this didn't just happen in one lifetime, this feels like a many lifetime pattern that we're talking about here. Over lifetimes, you slowly started to degrade your intuition and your ability to trust yourself because of this continual sort of reprise from other people saying, well, you have to do this, or it's the right thing to do, or guilting you, or shaming you, or putting you down, or attacking you for not following what they said to be the right path. They may have even seen you as less than, and that may have actually put you into a position where you physically were less than, like maybe you were homeless, or maybe you didn't have a family, maybe you were orphaned, something like that. Now, when it comes to wars and battles, I think this is kind of where things really, really got messy, is that over these lifetimes of devaluing the self and disconnecting from the intuition and losing trust and faith in a higher power, I think, and in your own power to be able to trust and make good decisions in alignment with what your soul needed, I think that you incarnated into a lifetime where there was a major decision that you were going to be faced with. And that major decision was life or death. It was a war that was going on, and your intuition was telling you not to join in the war, but everyone else was telling you that you had to, that you were a coward if you didn't, that you were, this and that, or that you were going to be imprisoned or something like that. And, you went along with what everyone else was telling you to do, even though your intuition was kind of screaming at you at this point not to do that. You went ahead, and then there was the death happened. Okay, I won't go into detail, but I'm kind of seeing and feeling it. It was pretty brutal, so very traumatic to say the least. And I think that was kind of like the final straw. Your soul was like, I can't do this again. I really can't deal with this. I need to get that part of the soul blueprint away from me. And even just the pain and the trauma can cause, because it's almost like when we go through something traumatic, we separate from ourselves as a protective mechanism. And this can be seen in psychology terms as dissociation, or even in extreme cases, split personality. But when it comes to soul level fragmentation, it's the same thing. The soul is splitting from itself as a way to try and protect itself from the pain. So, but like I said, the reason that doesn't work is because as you separate or disconnect from yourself, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, because now you don't have the resources or the vital force energy or the alignment with your divine soul blueprint in its whole form to be able to overcome these obstacles or challenges, or to heal yourself, or to choose something that's more aligned and to create your reality in an empowered way. So I see here that the war lifetime was really like the clincher that caused this tear or this rift in the soul blueprint. And as a result, kind of the outcome of this that I'm seeing going forward from that lifetime was that the trust and the intuition and the ability to follow through on things was still impaired, but it was actually more so to do with how you interact with other people. I think your trust in humanity was very, very wounded. And so where it began as a distrust of yourself, like it began, the pattern, I should say, started out as you beginning to not trust yourself because of what other people were putting onto you, or because what humanity was projecting onto you. The outcome was that you became distrustful of humanity, and also probably also have a hard time trusting the self and the intuition and the higher self and the higher power and all of that. So yeah, there may be struggles with receiving, struggles with opening up and connecting to other people, struggles with fitting in. Oh, right. I totally forgot that your significator card was Lone Wolf. I was just channeling all of this through, and then they just reminded me, yeah, solitude, being your greatest ally, living a meaningful life as a loner, and the road to success was lonely. Yeah, you really had to go through this all kind of alone, because you distanced yourself more consciously from, or maybe subconsciously as like a defense mechanism, from the rest of humanity or from culture and community, because that was kind of what got you into these situations in the first place. Now, that being said, that was the challenge. The challenge that you put in front of yourself at soul level was to see, how am I going to be able to deal with the projections and the expectations and the rules and the restrictions of this society if I incarnate in it when my needs and my intuition and my soul is telling me something different. That was the challenge. That was like the whole point of this. And then we can see where kind of things, they don't ever get off track, in the sense that the soul is eternal and infinite. So it doesn't really matter if you take the bumpy road, or if you take the smooth road, or if you take the winding road, or if you take the straight road. It doesn't matter. At soul level, all roads lead back to home. You can't get lost. Everything circles back on itself. But in regard to the experience of yourself and the experience that you've had as a soul in all these composite lifetimes, I do feel like it was challenging, and you did maybe get a little off track in the human sense that you perceived it as not good because it was not an enjoyable experience, if we're looking at it that way. So you kind of isolated yourself. You might be a hermit. You might be someone who doesn't have a lot of friends, or who doesn't connect to people as much as you could. Like, even if you're surrounded by people, you might kind of hold back, or not open up, or not receive from them. Maybe you give, but you don't allow yourself to receive. Or maybe you struggle to feel like you are part of a tribe, or you have a sense of belonging within a community of some kind, or even a family. So the path home is really leading you back to yourself, leading you back to your ability to trust yourself and to stand firm in what you believe and in what you know is right and true for you. It's like a leap of faith. Really, that's what this whole pattern has been calling you to, is taking a leap of faith to be able to to restore your dignity is what I just heard. But yeah, because you were, I think, ashamed of yourself or felt guilty for not, first of all, not doing what you felt was right for you, but also being projected upon with that shame and guilt by other people because you resisted initially, or because, yeah, other circumstances you felt like you didn't agree or you didn't fit in. You most definitely do have a spirit guardian and protector that has been helping you through this the whole time. I do see that you're very protected, and that's why you've been drawn back here to figure out where you can retrieve this soul fragment from, and how to go about doing that. In the extended version of the reading on the members only channel, and you can gain access to that through the Soul Tribe section, so you don't have to go for the $34.99 of the Soul Family. You can just do the $10.99 for the Soul Tribe, and that gives you access to all of the current members only videos, and also we're going to be doing lives where we do personal readings and things like that live on camera. So if you guys are interested in that and you want to see more about this, I would definitely recommend that. But if this is where you leave us, then I do recommend another offer that I have available for you guys. I just created it and channeled it from Spirit, which is now up on my website. It is the Soul Retrieval download. So this is an entirely channeled activation and healing download for you guys to assist you in retrieving that part of the soul. The reason I wanted to do the reading part of it was so that you guys have an idea of what it is that you're energetically working with here, so that you can be very conscious and intentional about bringing this part of you back home and reintegrating and healing that. All right, so that's what I see for you, group number 1 in the soul retrieval reading. Again, if you want to join the membership, you can gain access to the extended, which we're going to jump into now. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. If you chose Born Witch, then this is going to be your soul retrieval reading. So before we jump into the cards that we have pre-selected here for you, I did want to look at your significator card, which is Born Witch, obviously, and it says, born a natural witch. Magic is both your spiritual path and job. Your success will come as a witch. And the themes that I noted from this card are that she's wearing all black, which is the color of protection, and her black cat is there as well, which is, as a witch, this would be a familiar. So this is like a spiritual animal that works with the witch to help facilitate magical acts or magical works. And this is also about, I got the feeling of being in hiding or denial of magical abilities just from the card alone. So let's take a look at your cards here and see what happened, what the wound was to create this soul fragmentation. Actually, you know what? Before we jump into these, I just kind of want to give you guys some information on soul fragmentation and how that works if you don't know already. So soul fragmentation or damage occurs through trauma. It occurs through pain, through wounds, and through repeating cycles of pain and wounds. So eventually what can happen is the soul's fabric in that area can degrade because of the lack of integrity of the choices made, or because of the pain endured. Sometimes it can even be as a result of the abdication of responsibility and the soul's choice at a higher level to cut off that part of the soul blueprint because it holds that trauma or that wound that keeps being attracted in a karmic cycle. So we will be talking about how to heal this in the extended version, which is going to be on the members only area. If you guys want to get that, I'll talk about that at the end. Essentially, it's through trauma. So if anything comes up, I'll try to keep it as PG as possible here in the reading, but I will give you guys a trigger warning if there's something that I think might be triggering. Okay, so you have the 9 of Pentacles and the Fool card. First thing I'm noticing is yellow in both of these, which is the solar plexus chakra, and it's connected to confidence. Okay, you have balance. And you have the Fool again. New beginnings, Fool, the same energy. It's the same card. Wow. Okay. You have peace. And I did want to note that you guys actually were the deck that got, or the pile that got 2 of these Wisdom of the Oracle cards. Everyone else just got 1, but Spirit told me to give you guys this second one, so clean it up. Okay. Clean it up. You have wisdom. These are actually some beautiful cards. Phobias. Ooh, as soon as I said that, I jinxed it, you guys. I'm sorry. No, we have to expect that there's not going to be all beautiful, happy cards in a soul retrieval reading, because we're looking at soul fragmentation, which is not an easy subject. Okay, so, and then you have trigonic quartz. All right. Okay, so group number 2. What I'm seeing here is that the wound that caused this soul fragmentation in the first place is actually that you're a very innocent soul. It's reminding me of like the innocent ones that actually came up in yesterday's reading on the members only channel. It was like the chosen one readings, group number 3, I believe. It was all about souls that are very, very innocent. And they're in a continual perpetual state of innocence in their entire existence as a soul. That's kind of what I'm getting from you guys, is like there's this very pure essence to you. Very pure, very new, very childlike. There's a lot of wisdom there too, though. It's not like you're childlike in the sense that you are not mature. You're very wise. You're an ancient soul. But there's an innocent, childlike, fun-loving, kind, compassionate energy at the core of you. Now, what I see is that you incarnated into many lifetimes where the experience, actually they were correcting me. It was not many lifetimes, it was one main lifetime. Thank you, Spirit. Many lifetimes was from group number 1. They had many lifetimes of that same pattern, so I kind of just went into autopilot there. That Spirit's always keeping me in check, so that the information's as accurate as possible. So there was one lifetime here that you guys incarnated on Earth, specifically in the Middle Ages, they just told me. So specifically in the Middle Ages, and you, being that pure, innocent, divine, magical being that you are, were drawn to the magical arts. But you didn't even know that that's what it was. You didn't look at it as something that was taboo or something that should be feared. It was just this innocent curiosity and this quest to be able to express your magic, really, to be the creator in a very fun, playful, imaginative, childlike way. And so you were drawn to tarot cards, is what they're showing me. You were drawn to maybe not tarot cards specifically, but divination, because I don't know when tarot cards were even invented. I think they were probably late Middle Ages, if anything. So you were drawn to divination in some degree or some regard. And you ended up getting ostracized for this, getting attacked for this, actually. It almost makes me angry, because it does make me, I'm not saying it almost make me, it does make me angry, because I'm feeling into this lifetime and what happened. And I see your purity so clearly. I feel your innocence in such a whole and, all-encompassing way that I'm like, how the heck did these people not feel your pureness? How did they not feel your soul? How did they not know how good you are? How could they have done this to you? I'm so sorry that they did that to you. It's like attacking an innocent child. And there's people in this world who do that. There's predators who harm and kill children, and it's like that. I'm sorry, I put a trigger warning up on the screen because I didn't expect to kind of go so hard like that into this. I'm just feeling very upset right now because I can see what they did to you, and it's horrible and it's not fair, and you didn't deserve it. You're such a precious soul. Oh my God. You're such a peaceful soul, such a pure soul. So open and trusting and kind and compassionate and curious and just pure, and like a unicorn. Like a unicorn. But even in my favorite storybook, Harry Potter, there's somebody who wants to kill the unicorn, you know? Maybe they saw your power and they felt threatened by it, even though it was not a power that you would ever wield over anyone else. But they felt threatened by it nonetheless, because they didn't have that. And so they attacked you for it. And what I'm seeing is that the wound from this lifetime and from this trauma resulted in, it's like a fracture is what I'm seeing. There's a fracture in the soul, and it's let in some of the dirt and the debris of this world. The pain of this world got into the soul. And I'm seeing it like a crack, and there's all this pure golden white liquid on the inside, and then there's like this dark smoke that's coming in through the crack. That's how I'm visually seeing it. And what it's resulting in is that impurity is creating fear and phobias specifically. So you may have phobias related to how this was done. So they could be phobias to do with, I just got loud noises, phobias to do with people coming at you quickly, phobias to do with, I would say phobias to do with magical practices, but you wouldn't be in a tarot reading if that was the case. At least I don't think so. But a fear of maybe practicing on your own, you know, maybe you're curious about tarot and you're curious about divination and things like that. So you watch the videos, but there may be a fear around doing it for yourself or learning it or doing any kind of magical practices. There may be that fear that it was instilled on you that that's like the devil's work, or it's horrible, or it's going to corrupt you or something like that, which is not possible. Nothing can corrupt you, dear soul group number 2, like nothing. The only thing that corrupted you here was the pain of being attacked like that. The infliction of that wound, that's the only thing that really corrupted in that sense, but it didn't corrupt you. It's just, it's like dirtied you up a bit, so you're not seeing things clearly, and you're still not ever going to hurt anyone else with that corruption. It's more just like you're in a state of fear. So you are the only one who gets hurt by that. Boy. Yeesh. So in this lifetime, you're being called to be reborn again and purified. You're being called back to peace. You're being called home, essentially, to be home to yourself, I should say. And that's what the soul retrieval is all about. That's why you're here in this reading. That's why you were called to it at soul level. It found you rather than you found it, because it's meant to support you in this process. And part of this process is taking your power back. It is being able to see the higher truth of things again, because I think you may have even felt as though God or Source abandoned you in that moment or in that lifetime because you went through that pain and were not able to feel safe in the way that you truly deserved. Yeah, I feel like the projection of other people may have come from religion. You may even have phobias of religion instead of phobias of witchcraft, because it may have been like the witchcraft that got you killed by religious fanatics. There may be a fear or resistance or rejection of religion. But not all religion is bad. There's truth in all religion. It's the people who distort it. It's the application of the dualities of the mind, the extremism of the mind, that takes something pure and turns it into something impure or something out of integrity. So it's not that religion is bad, it's that people have misused it and distorted it. So I feel like this is you coming back into a state of clarity again. It's like cleaning up and purifying. You're in a process of purification right now. So purifying your mind, purifying your heart, purifying your auric and etheric and chitheric field, they just said as well. So you're doing multiple layers of energy body clearing, purging, purifying. A lot of this lives in the mental body and the pain body, they just said as well. And the third eye. So to, focus on this, we're going to look at the extended, but let's look at this trigonic quartz now. So you have the soul's code. Trigonics hold the secrets of the universe and rapidly expand your awareness of multidimensions. Trigonics are cosmic coding for the soul. You are an eternal spirit on a human journey. As a result, you may feel that Earth is not your true home, but remember that you are here for a purpose. Expand your awareness, restructuring your physical and subtle bodies, beliefs, and realities. Birth your soul fully on Earth if you feel alienated. Meditation triggers your soul's full potential and purpose. In reintegrating fragments of your soul, you bring about wholeness. Wow. The fact that you've got a crystal that talks about soul retrieval in the soul retrieval reading, just wow. You guys are so magical. You are a born witch, and there is nothing wrong with that. Wear it loud, wear it proud. You are magical and innocent and pure. You are like Glenda the Good Witch, Maybe that's what people needed to see, but they didn't, because they didn't understand. All right, the divination message for trigonic quartz is recognizing the multidimensional breadth of your own soul. Remain honest to achieve success. Reach beyond apparent reality and karma. Let go of conflicts. Renegotiate soul contracts. Heal soul traumas and the etheric blueprint. What did I say? I said etheric and chitheric. I do not look at these cards beforehand, guys. I'm very, very strict about that because I don't want to have any kind of predisposed ideas about the readings. I want to go in fresh and clear, with that Fool energy to see what comes up. It says expel toxins from the physical and subtle bodies to download higher frequency spiritual energies and integrate the light body. And that's what Clean It Up is here about too. Exactly. It's clearing out everything. It's doing purification, expelling toxins. That's exactly what I was saying. Your soul provides everything you need for well-being. The frequency of this crystal is extremely high. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, so this is it's something that you're coming back into now, and the fact that the trigonic quartz mentioned success in there as well. Where did it say that? Remain honest to achieve success. And in your significator card, it said your success will come as a witch. So it's kind of like you being your authentic self really is like you being a magical person. And in this day and age, you can do that. Witches are trending. This is the perfect millennia to be able to be a witch, to incarnate into this time period. It's fantastic to be a witch because there's witches all over Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and just all over the world. There's crystal shops everywhere. There's potion stores. There's herbal and kitchen witch recipes and home decor. This is the perfect place for you guys to be. I'm so happy that you're here and that you made it. And even though you went through something so horrible and unfair, I want you to know that you're so brave to be continuing on and to have come back really quickly to finding this part of you. It's like you realized something was off. I feel like that's why they corrected me and said, no, this was not lifetimes. This was one lifetime. It was fairly recent in the soul's trajectory, if not like the previous lifetime, even though we're not looking at it linearly like that, because that's not technically strictly accurate. It's all happening simultaneously is more accurate, but there was like a very small turnaround on that, very short time span where you continued in this pain. And even though it seems very acute, that's just because it's fresh, but you're like turning around and healing it right away. It's like if you got cut, you went to the ER right away. You didn't wait around and let it fester and let it get gangrene and then try to treat it. You're like, something's wrong. I don't feel good. I'm going to go take care of this, you know, because you're so sensitive, you're so pure that any amount of this leakage of this dark energy getting in, or this fear coming in, or this dross is what I call it when I worked with clients. And it quite literally, it looks like smoke or sludge or mud. It looks like some kind of a density depending on how compacted it's become. But anyway, it's like you realized and you felt that and you were like, I'm not gonna just let that stay there. I need to deal with this because this isn't right. You know, something's off. So you're stepping up and you're bringing back this part of your soul so you can be whole again and reborn and back into your natural state of innocence and purity and wholeness. And you are purifying yourself because you are a purifier. Like, you as an innocent one are a purifier. Yeah. And that's what you're meant to do here. So that's why you're drawn to magical things, is because you help to purify through your magical works, whatever they happen to be. You're just such a light, high vibrational soul. I really recommend that you check out the group number 3 reading on the Chosen Ones reading, because that one is going to tell you guys, you know, all about this type of soul that you are. So we are going to dive deeper and find the path to healing and to retrieving this part of the soul in the extended version. If you guys do want to join that, you can sign up for the Soul Tribe membership, which is the smaller tier, and that will give you access to the video. It will also give you access to live we're going to do live readings where I pull cards for you guys on camera. So that will be super fun, and I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that announcement if you are part of the Soul Tribe or Soul Family. Also, if you guys are wanting to retrieve this part of the soul and you need just a little extra oomph, I also created a channeled soul retrieval download for you guys, and it's up now on my website. The link is in the description box below the video. And basically, Spirit channeled through me that entire download and the energy activation to assist you in the soul retrieval process. And I've done soul retrievals many times, working with clients doing Akashic readings. But yeah, this is one that you can use to be able to do this for yourself. And it's kind of like a guided it's not really a guided meditation, it's an activation, but yeah, if you guys are interested in that, you can access it through my website. All right. And if this is where we part, then thank you so much for being here. It was such an honor to do your reading, and I hope that it helped to give you some clarity so that you can do this purification process. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 3, welcome to your soul retrieval reading. So before we jump into things, I just wanted to mention that I am going to be doing an extended reading for this as well on the members channel. We'll talk about that more at the end. I also wanted to kind of just give you a brief description of what soul fragmentation is and kind of how that happens. So the soul is like a fabric, and it houses all of our soul level information in it. It's coded with the soul blueprint info. And sometimes what can happen is if we've been through something that was particularly painful, traumatic, or we experienced a lot of betrayal or abuse or pain or suffering, especially if it became a karmic pattern and it repeated again and again and again, what can happen is that the overlays on the soul blueprint of that damage will start to cause issues in the soul. And then sometimes even what can happen is that through an abdication of responsibility, we can cut ourselves off from a part of our soul as a sort of defense mechanism or a survival mechanism, as a way to try and escape that karma or that pain or that suffering. But ultimately, it damages the soul's integrity and causes us to lose vital force energy, which we need to live an empowered life and to create our reality efficiently. So it's very vital that we restore the soul template, that we retrieve those fragments, and that we come back into a state of wholeness. So that's what we're going to look at today. If there is anything that is particularly dark or painful or traumatic, I will put a trigger warning up on the screen to give you guys a little bit of an advance notice if that's something that would disturb you. Okay, so, but I'm going to try and keep it as PG as possible because this isn't a public video. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. You have the 9 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, passion ignited. You also have the solar plexus chakra. Ooh, angels. Persecution and inquisition. Kitty meowed. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but Kitty meowed when this card came out, and Kitty is for confirmation. So persecution and inquisition is a big part of this. You have breathe and black tourmaline. And it's number 1, and it's coming out right underneath the Ace of Wands, which is number 1. Very interesting. Okay. There we go. I just wanted to arrange your cards a little bit more neatly, and let's also talk about your significator card. So I was very interested and intrigued by this one, and to those of you who chose this card, I'm super excited to get into your reading. But you chose level 10 consciousness, and on your card it says, you live in your own spiritual reality. You are fused with the collective, and you are able to channel divine power. So the themes that I really saw from this, as you can see in the imagery, is about the nebula, space, galactic, universal, collective mind type of energy. So it really makes me think of unity consciousness. And when I look at your cards, I can really start to see that. Now, I'm interested to see how this wound came about, or how this fragment of the soul was lost. So let me just tune into this for a moment and feel into what happened here, and how this wound came to be. Oh, right away, it was like 2 seconds. The Knight of Wands was looking like a knight who would be like in the Inquisition, like the Spanish Inquisition, or some kind of a, who were they? They rode into, like the English people rode in somewhere, or the Spanish people rode in somewhere. I can't remember, but it was some kind of an Inquisition. That's what I'm getting from the Knight of Wands here as well. So I feel like you were very religious. Yes, got confirmation from Spirit there, because I just wanted to double check. Is that right, Spirit? And they're like, yeah. So in this lifetime, you were very religious. And that's because at the time, religion was really the main kind of pathway to that unity consciousness, or to that connection with God, or with Source, or with all that is. And so because it was widely believed, and it was extremely adhered to in most nations, all over the world, you as a highly spiritual soul, very connected just innately to divine wisdom, and to that collective consciousness and galactic energy, or universal energy, I should say. It's beyond galactic, it's universal. It's like God energy, basically, source energy. And because you're so highly spiritual at soul level, the religion just made sense for you. So you went into that, and it served you for quite a long time, actually, is what I'm seeing, is you were very happy doing that. You were an altar boy as a kid, is what they're saying here. In that lifetime, you were a male. So you were an altar boy at the age of 9, is what they just said to me. And then all through the rest of your life, you worked in the parish, is what they're saying. You enjoyed it immensely. There was a sense of brotherhood, camaraderie. There was a sacredness in the rituals and the routines that you did every day. You had contact with angels. You were able to connect to the divine in a very sacred way. You spent a lot of time praying. You were very happy. And then the Inquisition started. And as a member of the church, you were kind of indirectly involved in this. You actually rose through the ranks, and you became, what is that? I don't know what that's called, Spirit. What is that? A chaplain. They just said chaplain. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to Google that. Hold on. Hi, kitty. Hi, baby. So it says, a member of the clergy attached to a private chapel, institution, ship branch of the armed forces. Oh, what does a chaplain do? Okay, hold on. I'm just Googling. I got my laptop out. Hold on. Chaplains led non-denominational religious services and provide spiritual support to those who are unable to attend organized religious services. A chaplain may work in a hospital, prison, or university, or serve as part of the military. Okay. All right. So you served in part of the military. Yes, there I got, confirmation from Spirit. So you were in the military in that lifetime, even though you were a chaplain and you were highly religious, but you believed that what you were going to be doing was right because it was aligned with God, and that's what everyone had been saying. And you were a very strong-willed person and very masculine, and so you believed in fighting for your God and for and defending your people and things like that, and spreading the word of God and such and such. But yeah, you got overseas, because that's what they're showing me, is that you went overseas for this. Wow. So this was a big trip. And although your intentions initially were good, you ended up in a position where it was outright war. Slaughter is actually the word. Oh God. Yeah, trigger warning. It was slaughter. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just taking a minute because I'm feeling this, and it's a lot. People were taken as prisoners of war and they were abused. People were killed, just struck down on the street for standing there. Houses were set on fire. Oh my God. I'm not even going to give you guys any more details because they're showing me all of this and I don't even want to look at it. That's enough, Spirit. Thank you. I want to throw up. It's horrible. It's horrible. Thank you, Kitty. Yes, sweetie, I hear you. I know you can feel I'm upset. Thank you. It's okay. I'm okay. Oh, God. So, yeah, you guys went through some pretty serious stuff in that lifetime, and you were there witnessing it. I see that you thought that what you guys were doing was righteous. And then when you got there and you saw this, you were pretty traumatized by what you saw and what you participated in to an extent. I think that there was a point where you were like, I can't do this anymore. And you kind of like, you stepped back, you stepped down. I don't know specifically if you killed or hurt people, but I do know that you were involved and you were there and you saw it. That could have been enough to cause soul wounding to such an extent as this, because just witnessing that level of trauma and abuse is traumatic in and of itself, especially for such a spiritual soul. So there's a need to ground, heal, release, purify. Yeah. So I feel like there's a little bit of self-blame here at the rash or the impulsiveness from that lifetime, because there was a sense of like, it wasn't really impulsiveness in the sense that you just kind of jumped into this, but I think it was the fact that you didn't really understand the repercussions of what this meant, or you didn't understand the scale of it. Let's put it that way, because you had seen death before, is what they're saying and what they're showing me, but you hadn't seen it to this extent or in this way. He was like, this is not God. I'm saying he said, and I'm saying you in this past life were like, this is not God. When you saw this, you were like, God does not live here. God is not on this mission with us. You actually said that. Wow. you said that to your comrades or to your fellow soldiers. You were like, God is not with us on this mission. And that's when you stepped back. And there was shame, actually, is what I'm feeling. You felt ashamed that you were involved in that. You felt guilty. You doubted yourself. As part of this wound is that you doubted yourself because you chose to do that. But you didn't have the awareness. You didn't understand the scope of this. And that's what your soul is wanting you to understand. That's what spirit in general is wanting you to understand, is that you didn't see how horrible this was going to be. How could you have known that? You couldn't. It had never happened before. And you'd never experienced anything like that. So you had the best intentions, but it was like pointless death. Pointless death is how you phrased it. Pointless death. And you're saying like there was no God in that. So this is, it's a pretty major wound. And the retrieval of it will help you to get your confidence back, to trust yourself again, to feel, to forgive yourself is what they just said, to feel guiltless, to feel righteous once more, and to truly trust your ability to have power. Because you are extremely powerful, group number 3. And you can trust yourself to use that power wisely and responsibly, because you went through this horrible experience and you're never going to do that again. You know better now. You understand that using violence or aggression or anything in the name of God, or in the name of integrity, or in the name of some higher truth, is never justified, ever. That just causes separation. You understand the unity of it now. That was actually what that lifetime served. At soul level, that's what it helped you to understand. So if you want to look at it that way, just take it as a lesson and let it be. Let it go. And bring that part of your soul back, because it's not serving God, it's not serving Source, it's not serving the world for you to be disempowered because you feel guilty and ashamed of what happened. Okay? So just breathe, tune into your angels and spirit. They never left you. They never abandoned you. They don't blame you. Okay? They're telling me that. They're right here. They don't blame you, and they don't want you to blame yourself. You can be accountable to what happened or what part you did play, but continuing to hold yourself guilty in such a way that nothing comes of it, it doesn't serve a purpose. So it is important that you forgive and move forward. Okay? So let me see if there's anything else. Oh, they're bringing up the galactic origin. They want me to talk about that as well, about how this actually goes back even further. So it wasn't just this inquisition that you had here in that lifetime. It actually goes back to Mars. So the Martian wars. Okay. So this is a karmic pattern then, yeah. Which is why you cut that part of the soul out to try and free yourself from that repeating again and again, but you're ready to bring it back now. You're ready to recall that part of yourself, because it's about forgiving and healing from that, the wound, the split, the separation, the division that these warlike, aggressive type energies of the masculine polarity. So whether you're male or female, it's irrelevant. It's healing the wound around the masculine polarity in its distorted, wounded aspect, which is to dominate, to control, to abuse, and to attack. That's the wounded masculine. The divine masculine is to protect, to heal, to support, and to create, to, like build. So yeah, I feel like this is part of a much larger, grander scale of spiritual healing that you're doing here, because it's from galactic imprints of this. So let's take a look at black tourmaline. Okay, Spirit said before you look at the guidebook on the crystal, there's one more thing we want to talk about. And then they said something about the Archon codes. Okay, what is Archon codes, Spirit? The Archon codes are a series of imprints passed down from generations and generations and generations ago, from solar systems outside of Earth, where pain templates were remedied by pain. The wounding, as a result of this pain on top of pain, generation after generation, has resulted in schisms in the psyche of the collective mind, of many solar systems and planetary gridworks. The Archon imprints are here to be healed by the Divine Masculine. As the Divine Masculine steps into his power, he heals his relationship with his brother, with the land, and with the female and the Divine Feminine. This is the healing that will occur as soul fragmentation is retrieved. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're saying there's one more thing they need to know, and it's about kindness and compassion, and anchoring that kindness and compassion through your body, because as they talked about the kindness and compassion, they put their hand on my shoulder and they started sending me this healing energy, and it moves through it's going through my heart right now. It's going down through my legs and I can feel it. It is like holding black tourmaline. You have black tourmaline right here, and it's like holding black tourmaline. It feels like heavy, grounding, protective, stabilizing, strong, purifying. That's the sense I'm getting from the energy they're sending me. And they're saying, brother, my brother. Obviously I'm a female, but they're saying it's like seeing everyone as your brother. It's like everyone is your family. That's the compassion and the kindness I think that they're talking about here. And it's protecting all of humanity, no matter the differences between you, whether it's beliefs or skin color or politics or religion or something, whatever else. There is no separation. We're all brothers and sisters. So I think that's kind of the point of what they're getting at here. Is that everything, Spirit? Yes, go ahead now. Okay, so black tourmaline protection. It absorbs negative energy and affords excellent energetic protection, enhancing your physical vitality. Solar plexus chakra is to do with physical vitality. If this is where the tear or the wound is, then you might have issues with your physical health. You might have issues with your vital force energy. This can show up as fatigue and creative blocks and low energy. It can show up as like weakness in the muscles. Digestive issues can be part of that as well. Sexual impairment, feeling ungrounded, not being able to follow through or achieve your goals. Yeah, they're showing me somebody not sleeping well. So like not being able to rest and recharge your batteries efficiently. Okay, so the self-understanding message of black tourmaline is you are adaptive, adjusting to new places and new situations. You have clarity of thought and analyze situations rapidly. Let go of overcautiousness, but stay protected. You sense it when people wish you ill. You may be carrying a family or past life curse, creating dis-ease. Recognize that negative thoughts and actions harm others and yourself. The divination message is strengthen your protection, consolidate plans, and be realistic. You'll soon see the way through obstacles. Ensure you are well protected Ill wishing or envy may be directed your way. Neutralize bad energy without harm to others. Watch your thoughts, attend to practical matters, and be generous and give others freedom. Neutralize toxic energies from your environment. Shielding yourself from ill wishing or EMF stress and detoxifying your body supports well-being. Yeah. Okay, so use your black tourmaline, guys. It's going to help you to purify, cleanse, ground, detoxify, protect. It's going to help you to feel grounded and safe and stable so that you can get your energy back, so that you can feel righteous once more. So the messages that really stood out to me on the card there were recognizing the negative thoughts and actions, recognizing that negative thoughts and actions harm others and yourself, and being generous and giving others freedom. Yeah. So this is really the message that I see for you, group number 3. I hope that this was helpful. If you want to dive even deeper, I do have the extended available on the members only section, and the Soul Tribe membership will get you access to that one. It's only $10.99 a month. It gives you access to all of the current members only videos that are available there, and you'll also get access to the live readings that we're going to be doing this month as well, where I'm going to pull cards for you guys live on camera. Okay, and we'll do like individual style personal readings there. And if this is where we part, but you would still like some support in healing, I was also guided by Spirit to channel a soul retrieval activation download for you guys. So that's available on my website now. It's in the link under in the description box under the video. And it's the soul retrieval download. So you'll see it there on the shop page. All right. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you all the best in healing and retrieving this part of your soul so that you can step fully back into your power and your God-given divine self. All right, guys, I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.